The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. CD, always more eyes on these night games, and they started it off nicely there on that run.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Don't think for a second these players don't know and understand that. They want to impress their peers across the league. They also want to win the ball game. That's the way to get things going.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
And this is an offense that's number 1 in the NFL in rushing, and you know that has to be the focus of any game plan defensively. But they can throw it, too, as evidence right there. And they move the chains here on this opening drive.
So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's first and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Morton. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Now a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
To the air with McCarthy.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Vikings are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
On the ground, it's the rookie from Alabama.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Vikings will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. In motion, the tight end. Now it's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. It's Love. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Here's Herbert. To the left side, he's got McConkey.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
The Chargers at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they coming off their very first loss of the season, suffered a week ago.
So now we can all take that chasing the 1972 Dolphins, take it and throw it right out the window, right? But let's face it, not many teams talk about that or even have interest in it. All they want to do right now is bounce back after that loss.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 37.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have the Chargers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball.
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on a dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And the numbers have looked good this season. Case in point right here. He is up there among the NFL leaders in TD passes. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all. And I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
70 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. This is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy. And back then, you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers 14. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Brings up 3rd down.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They'll try and run for it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40. And they'll accept that penalty.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. This 2nd and 4. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's got the hook up downfield to McConkey. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain there of 30 big ones. Herbert off of play action. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point up and good by Dicker. These two teams all tied after one. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Vikings offense and their running back getting set to go once more. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Batted by the linebacker, but still adjusts and makes the catch. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Hey, during the course of any game, you'll see tip passes. But how often do we actually see the running back come up and end up making the play?
Well, shifty fella getting in there and grabbing it.
Yeah, you know, they always talk about how running backs have a nose for the end zone. They have a nose for the ball, too. They want it in their hands at all times.
On play action, now McCarthy.
It's caught inside the 25. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
McCarthy going to throw again. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Up the middle they go. It's Morton. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Off the bootleg, here's McCarthy. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. And that flag accepted. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Oh, design run for their wideout. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Here's Herbert. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
And able to pick up the 1st across midfield to the 47. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
1st down, Los Angeles.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this one finds McConkey.
And he's got this down to the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
Herbert.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Herbert now.
And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
But it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up.
Back to throw here, Herbert. That one complete to McConkey.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Now 2nd and 5.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. The sack will push him back only a couple yards, but certainly not what they were hoping for on 1st and goal.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Steps away to his left. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Justin Herbert.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year.
And the Chargers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth 1st half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now McCarthy.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 45-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half #1.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Lamar Jackson, excellent in the victory, as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. From there, we'll stay in the AFC North and head over to Cleveland to check on the Browns. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. Jalen Waddle, a touchdown catch in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, should be a good one there between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. The Vikings got a good performance in the first half from their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. On the carry, it's Love. Shrugs him off. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
On is the Chargers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The home team's offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Looking to throw McCarthy.
Over the middle, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Here's McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. Adafe Owe showing off the pass rush skills.
One of the league's best linebackers, he ended that play almost before it began, and the running back absolutely overmatched no matter what he tried to do.
Throwing is McCarthy.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The kick by Sanders is good.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it. And he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Now a handoff up the middle. Rush.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Play action. It's Herbert. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now it's Herbert.
To the left side, he's got McConkey.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
63 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Right back to him on first down. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Here's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
Back to throw. Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. From 4 yards out.
And the Chargers are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
On play action, McCarthy. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down.
Now a give, right side. Goodrich. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's looking sharp here so far in the 3rd quarter, Charles.
It appears that the halftime gave him a little bounce. You know, came out, springing his legs, a little pep in his step. He's taken off and running really well in the 3rd quarter.
Sometimes we talk about how guys don't want halftime to come, and some guys, they're happy when that break gets there.
You never know which way it's going to go. He's taking advantage of it in this one, though.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert throwing the out route and complete. It's Love. Only able to gain a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Out of the gun, Herbert. That is caught. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And we've got a dandy here, a 1-point game as we begin the fourth. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And they'll give them another shot here on the ground. Still going inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 128 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for because they'll need to continue to rely on him to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Looking to throw. Herbert got a man, and he hits him in stride. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Herbert forced out to his, and he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chargers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, that's what you want to see from your quarterback when it's a goal line situation. A guy who's not afraid to tuck the ball, give his body up, and get into the end zone. That ought to inspire his entire team.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it.
27.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Up the middle they go. Goodrich. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. To the air with McCarthy. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Chargers' 48-yard line.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Goodrich. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. Goodrich. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Throwing to start the drive.
Herbert. Open man right side. That's McConkey.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
First down, the Chargers.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the ball comes loose.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 8, 2:25 remaining. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert, finding room at midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
This now a 3rd and 4.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And that is no good. And this will stay a 1-score game as the lead holds at 8. Things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up, but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. For the left side, it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here now, a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game. McCarthy going to look to throw for it. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Herbert. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Herbert going to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Herbert to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
A gain of 36 yards.
And now they're going to get the timeout. So a huge play has them in field goal range with a chance to possibly send this one to OT. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it's good. He got it. He missed his lone attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for Los Angeles,
the victory moves them to 7-1.